Hola clase, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a Spanish 101, Spanish as a Global Language, an Introduction. Me llamo Malia, soy su profesora. My name is Malia and I'm your professor. Let's get started. Vamos a empezar. In this first slide, I just give a little bit of information about myself in Spanish and you can follow along with the translations. Hola, ¿cómo están ustedes? How are you all? Me llamo Malia. Soy profesora de español en Keuka College. Me gusta enseñar y aprender idiomas. Soy de Nueva York, pero ya viví en muchos países. ¿Cómo se llaman ustedes? ¿De dónde son? Mucho gusto en conocerles. It's really nice to meet you. Now, if we were in a classroom setting, we'd be playing the chain game. So how do we play that? And you can play with whoever's around you, whether it's your family, your friends. You start by saying your own name in Spanish, and then you ask the next person their name. Then they'll say their name and ask the next person, and so forth, forming a chain. So to start, we say, me llamo, and your name. Then ask, ¿cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? And this is a form that we use with those people we're close to or have an equal relationship with. We're going to learn that Spanish has both a formal and informal structure for talking to others. So to review, me llamo, in my case, me llamo Malia. ¿Cómo te llamas? How would you answer? Let's take a little break from learning these basic greetings to think about why we study Spanish. ¿Por qué estudiamos español? Well, first of all, Spanish is a global language spoken in more than 20 countries. And even though each country speaks it somewhat differently and accents vary widely, it's one language. And it's one that's increasingly used around the world and within the United States as well. You can see from this map that both in Brazil and in the United States, Spanish is a very popular second language. But it's also, in terms of number of speakers around the world, it's really only second to Mandarin. Again, Spanish, very popular in the United States. You've probably seen a lot of signs that are bilingual or maybe hear or use Spanish in your workplace. So let's get to work trying to learn the basics of Spanish. And this semester, we'll be focusing a lot on how to talk about our own lives and ask personal questions to others about topics like where you work, what you study, what is your family like, what is your home like, food. Food's always really important. So, but we need to be able to make that initial connection with people, and we do that with greetings. So we already saw hola, hi. We can use that any time of day. It's a really versatile and kind of universally known expression to say hello in Spanish. Hola. We don't pronounce H's in Spanish. If it's morning and you want to be a little bit more formal, you can say buenos días. Buenos días. That means good morning. In the afternoon, we say buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. And at night, you can say buenas noches. Buenas noches. All of these expressions can be found in your course material. If you want to ask somebody how they're doing, you would say, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? And usually, one of our basic responses is bien, gracias. Bien, gracias. And that means, well, thank you. Among friends, or when you're being more informal, you could say, ¿Qué tal? What's up? Now, every country has its own way to ask what's up, but ¿Qué tal? Is pretty popular. After you meet somebody for the first time, you can say, nice to meet you. Do you remember how to do it? Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. So, let's keep going. Vamos. ¿Vamos a practicar el español? So go to your course material, review some of the basic greetings, and then watch the next slideshow to get a little more exposure to expanding the ways we talk in these initial conversations, these getting to know you phrases. Hasta luego.